psychedelic assisted therapy is very safe in many ways if you stick to some basic understandings around it. And that's not to say that there aren't practitioners out there that are not operating in a safe way. One has to remember, particularly when working with psychedelic mushrooms, as I primarily do, that this is an ancient technology that has been used for millennia by indigenous communities around the world. This is not something developed in a lab that just had to be tested. It grows out of the earth. And of course there are things that are poisonous that can kill you that grow out of the earth. But in terms of toxicity, you have to consume, I think it's double your weight in your body weight in mushrooms for them to poison you. So from a physical perspective, a mushroom journey is incredibly safe in that way. The side of things which become a little bit more grey area are from a mental perspective, of course, a psychological perspective. And that is where set and setting become the most important thing. If you are in a well-held space, a safely held space, if you feel confident with your facilitator, that they know how to hold you best, how to assist you in your journey, going into the deep unknown, which is always scary because we always fear that which we do not know. And as long as you are being held in that way, you will be safe. People have given psychedelics a really bad rap because, well, firstly, there was a lot of experimentation that happened with them, and people were not held in the right way. They were doing them in recreational settings, they were doing them in spaces where they were not being kind of looked after, as it were. And then bad stuff happened, right? But also there is a whole, which I don't have the space and time to go into, a whole political agenda around then the war on drugs that happened because psychedelics open your mind and mean that you become less compliant to the system. And therefore there is a whole machine, a political machine, which has done a lot of work to put a fear in the collective consciousness around the use of psychedelics. So that's what we're dealing with when people say, oh, is it safe? You know, am I going to lose my mind? Am I going to have psychosis? If you are in a safe setting with people that know how to hold you through difficult experiences, then the only thing that you are dealing with is your mind. And we all have the light and the dark within us. So will you see some dark things? Quite possibly, because we are the darkness and we are the light. Will you have some kind of mind-blowing experiences? Quite possibly, because when we take psychedelics, what's happening is the veil is being lifted to our 3D reality, and we're being given a glimpse into these unconscious depths that we normally are not in direct communion with. You can call it the spirit realms, you can call it the deep unconscious. You know, we're like an iceberg of consciousness. 5% our conscious mind, 95% unconscious. And if we were to see all of it all at once, then it probably would blow our tiny little minds. But these amazing psychedelic medicines allow us to see parts of it. And I truly believe, and from the thousands of people that I've held in ceremony, that you are shown what you need to be shown and you can handle everything that you receive, so long as you feel safe. So that's the important thing. You have to feel safe. And the way that you feel safe is by working with a facilitator that makes you feel safe and being in a held physical setting. So when we work in ceremony, we are working in beautiful nature, beautiful spaces, nestled in nature. Daytime ceremonies actually outside in nature, overnight ceremonies inside but surrounded by beautiful nature. We have space holders and facilitators there to ensure that you are physically completely safe. Like I said, you're not going to get poisoned by the mushrooms. You're lying on the ground in your little nest, but just making sure that you don't do anything silly, or that if you do go very deep with the medicine, because 90% of the time with the medicine you are in a relatively aware state. Even though you might be in a visionary state, you might be having physical sensations, you're relatively aware. sometimes you go really deep, and in those cases, the facilitators can make sure that you don't bump into things. They're there to help you go to the toilet. They're there to bring you back to your breath if you become overwhelmed with these moments of transition that happen as you change state. And they're there if you need to helping hand in various ways. And when you feel safe, then you're also able to go deeper with the medicine. So, straight off, are they safe? Yes. Caveat: if you're being held in a conscious way by people that know what they're doing, and you have to feel safe. You know, they call the mushrooms ispili in Isikosa, and that means mirror. And so the mushrooms are going to mirror your state. So if you are in fear, you might have a fearful experience. But also, if it's integrated properly, then that's something for you to work with and understand. Why am I going into a space of fear? What's it about for me? Everything is there for learning. So again, if you're held in the right way, then that's going to come up for you and in a way that's going to be helpful, even though it might be difficult and challenging in the moment, because it will take you to your learning point, to your edge, to where you need to go to be able to grow.